The first letter showed up 3 days after I moved in. It wasn't addressed to me. It had a name I didn't recognize. But the address was mine. I figured it was a mistake. Previous tenant. It happens. Then I read the return address. It was the same as mine. Same street. Same house number. Just written in a different handwriting. I almost threw it away. But something about the envelope felt wrong. Like it had already been opened and resealed. I'm Daniel Reeves, 32. I work remote IT support, so I'm home most of the time. I moved into the house in late October. Small place in Ohio. Cheap for the area. That should have been the first red flag. The realtor was a guy named Mark Ellison, mid-40s. Too friendly in a way that felt rehearsed. He told me the last owner passed away. Natural causes. Nothing unusual. I didn't ask for details. I should have. The house itself felt normal. Not warm, but not wrong either. Just quiet. Too quiet, maybe. The first night I slept fine. Second night, too. The third morning. The letter was in the mailbox. White envelope. No stamp damage. No smudges. Addressed to Ethan Cole. That name didn't mean anything to me. I assumed it was the previous owner. The return address is what made me stop. It was my address. Exactly the same. I remember standing at the mailbox longer than I should have, just staring at it, trying to come up with a normal explanation. Maybe someone messed up, printed labels wrong, something like that. I took it inside, set it on the kitchen counter. I didn't open it right away. I made coffee first, checked my emails, tried to act like it didn't matter. But it sat there the whole time, waiting. After about 20 minutes, I opened it. Inside was a single sheet of paper. No greeting, no signature, just one sentence. You didn't check the basement, that was it. I laughed when I read it. Actually, laughed. Because it felt like a prank, or one of those dumb viral things. Maybe the previous owner had friends messing around. That made sense. That was normal. I folded the paper back up, put it in a drawer, told myself I'd forget about it. I didn't check the basement. Not that day. The basement door was in the hallway, right across from the bathroom. I'd seen it during the walkthrough. Locked. Mark told me the key was somewhere in the house. Said the previous owner kept it locked for storage reasons. I didn't think much of it at the time. Plenty of people lock basements. That night, I kept thinking about the letter, not the message, just the fact it came from my own address. I checked the envelope again. The handwriting was careful, like someone trying very hard to be neat. But there were small inconsistencies. The number 7 in the zip code. It had a slight curve at the top, almost like a hook. I noticed that because I write my 7s the same way. That didn't mean anything. It was just a coincidence. Lots of people write 7S like that. I told myself that. More than once. The next morning, there was another letter. Same envelope. Same name. Ethan Cole. Same return address. Mine. This time, I opened it immediately. No waiting. Inside, another single sentence. It's still unlocked. I felt something in my chest when I read that. Not fear, not yet, just pressure. Like something was pushing on me from the inside. I walked to the hallway, stood in front of the basement door, just looked at it. It was old wood, slightly warped. The knob was brass, dull from age. I reached out and turned it. It clicked, unlocked. I froze for a second, because I knew I hadn't unlocked it and I hadn't found any key. I stood there for a long time, trying to think of something normal. Maybe it was never locked. Maybe I remembered wrong. That happens. Memory isn't perfect. I told myself that, until it felt true. Then I opened the door, just a few inches. The smell hit first. Not rot, not mold. Something older, like paper, like dust that hadn't moved in years. I didn't go down, not yet. I closed the door again, locked it this time, made sure of it. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I kept seeing the sentence. You didn't check the basement. Like it wasn't a suggestion, like it was a correction. Around 2:40 a.m., I heard something. From the hallway, a soft sound, like the basement door, being opened, I didn't move at first, I just listened. Flat on my back, eyes open, trying to convince myself it was the house settling. Old houses make noise. That's normal. Wood shifts, pipes knock, doors don't open by themselves. I heard it again, a slow, dragging sound, like wood against wood. The basement door opening wider. I sat up, checked my phone. 2:41 a.m. I remember that exactly, because I stared at the time longer than I should have. Like if I looked away, something would change. I got out of bed, walked into the hallway. The light was off. I don't remember turning it off. I always leave it on at night. I stood there for a second, waiting for my eyes to adjust. The basement door was open, wider than I'd left it. I know I locked it. I remember turning the key. I remember pulling on the handle to make sure. I stepped closer. Each step felt too loud, like the house was listening. I reached for the light switch, turned it on. Nothing changed. The bulb flickered once, then stayed dark. That didn't make sense. It worked earlier. I leaned toward the basement, trying to see anything, but the darkness was thick, not empty, just dense, like it was holding something back. I told myself not to go down. That was the smart thing. Go back to bed, deal with it in the morning. That's what a normal person would do. I'm not sure why I didn't. Maybe because of the letters. Maybe because it felt like if I didn't go down, something else would come up. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, pointed it down the stairs. The beam didn't go very far. It just stopped, like it hit something it couldn't pass through. That's when I saw it. Halfway down the steps. A piece of paper, folded, placed carefully on the third step. I hadn't been down there. There's no way that should have been there. I went down one step, then another. My hand stayed on the wall the whole time, like if I let go, I'd lose where I was. I picked up the paper. It was the same kind as the letters, same texture, same weight. I didn't open it right away. I just stood there, listening, because I thought I heard something else. Below me, breathing, slow, measured, like someone trying not to be heard. I told myself it was my own breathing, echoing. That made sense. That was normal. I unfolded the paper. The light from my phone shook in my hand, just a little. Enough to make the words blur for a second, then they came into focus. You're standing where I did. I felt my stomach drop. Not fear exactly, more like recognition, like something clicking into place that I didn't want to understand. I turned around, slowly, expecting to see someone at the top of the stairs. No one was there. The hallway was empty. The basement door was closing, not fast, not slammed, just slowly swinging inward, like someone had just let go of it. I ran up the stairs, took them two at a time, got through the door just before it shut completely. I grabbed it, pulled it open again. There was no one behind it, no one in the hallway, nothing. I slammed it shut, locked it again. This time, I left the key in the lock. I didn't sleep after that. I stayed in the living room until morning, lights on, TV on, anything to make noise. At around 8:10 a.m., I checked the mailbox. I already knew there would be something there. I don't know how I knew. But I did. Same envelope. Same name. Ethan Cole. My address. My handwriting. I opened it on the porch. Didn't even go inside. My hands were steady this time. That part bothered me more than anything. Inside. Another sentence. He's closer than I thought. I stood there reading it over and over, trying to figure out what he meant, trying to figure out who it was talking about. Then I noticed something small, at the bottom of the page, indented slightly, like it was added later. A second line, different pressure, like the pen hesitated. You started writing back. I felt cold when I read that, not the kind of cold you get from weather, the kind that comes from inside. I went back into the house, walked straight to the kitchen, opened the drawer where I put the first letter. It wasn't there. The drawer was empty. I checked every other drawer, every counter. Nothing. Then I saw it. On the kitchen table, a blank sheet of paper. Same kind. Same texture. And next to it, my pen. Uncapped. I don't remember taking it out. I don't remember sitting at that table. But the paper wasn't blank. Not completely. There were indentations. Like something had already been written, and pressed hard enough to leave marks. I tilted it toward the light, tried to read the impressions. It took a second for my eyes to adjust. Then I could see it. My handwriting. clear as anything, just without the ink. I read the words slowly, because I didn't want to get them wrong. Because if I read them wrong, maybe they wouldn't be real, but they were. I think he's in the hallway now.